I want to talk today about the importance of mainstream media when it comes to climate change policy and advocacy, drawing on lessons that we learned from the Voices for Change project that was jointly implemented between SNV, Netherlands Development Organization, our partners, Pan-African Climate Justice Alliance, and supported by International Food and Policy Research Institute. The project was also was implemented through PACJA, where we had 3 strategic objectives, one being capacity building of Pan-African Climate Justice Alliance. We also provided financial support towards the advocacy plan, and of course looking at development of knowledge products, so knowledge management was critical to that project. Today I'm going to talk about the importance of mainstream media, and specifically the importance of local radio stations when it comes to climate change policy advocacy in Kenya. So based on the project, we reached out to quite a number of counties in the Northern Frontier districts, where we were working with the Isiolo County Government. We were also working with Marsabit County Government and Samburu County Government. For the purpose of today, I'll specifically draw on lessons that we learned in the engagement policy work with Marsabit County. We were able to develop 3 key frameworks, or if I may use that word, or policies that actually kickstarted discussions on subsequent development of bills and regulations towards climate change. So in 2019, through PACJA and local civil society networks in Marsabit, SNV supported PACJA so that they call to action, the need to pastoralist-led organizations to come together to develop the Marsabit climate change policy. Policy instruments might not work if we don't have legal instruments. So again, through the platform of civil society organizations coordinated by PACJA, we reached out to the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources at Marsabit County to develop the climate change regulations and bill for that county. Going back to the discussion that I want to highlight today on the importance of mainstream media, is that the whole process was a success. However, we noticed that this particular community could not access television sets due to the nature of the way they live, so they are pastoralists. However, we noticed that a majority of the pastoralists carried, or they had a radio, a pocket radio for that matter. So through looking back at our engagement documents, we came up with a media engagement strategy whereby we reached out to the local radio stations within this particular county, and we worked with 3 local radio stations, and these local radio stations played a critical role when it comes to creating awareness to the public about these pertinent policy and legal frameworks. So what the approach that was taken was that we used to have, even in talk shows, I'm happy to say that today I'm part of the person who was able to sit in a radio station at night, specifically 9 p.m. at night, whereby we targeted that time because simply we knew at that time then the pastoralists are settled or they have come to wherever they are and they are listening to their radios. So we used that platform to sensitize the public on climate change, but also letting them know that as a local government that Marsabit County had come up with the legal frameworks, calling for public to engage the local government when it comes to locally led climate actions. So some of the issues that we picked up during those discussions, and of course media playing a critical role when it comes to gathering feedback, was that the pastoralists could dial in and ask questions from the experts. So myself and the experts from Pan-African Climate Justice would respond to questions that were actually asked during those radio talk shows. So basically highlighting the importance of radio stations, especially what we call run-it radio stations. And run-it radio stations are basically those stations that are radio talk shows that are specific to certain regions. And what we noticed is that due to language barrier, especially some people could not eloquently speak in Kiswahili or English, we were able to bring on board representatives of the community who will speak in Borana or Rendile, and they would articulate very well issues of climate change to this particular group. So the importance that I want to highlight as PACJA holds the ACCER Awards is that as we talk about the climate change discourse in the world right now, we must acknowledge that indeed at local level, mainstream media, print media, which we also used, but specifically radio stations do play a critical role when it comes to sensitizing the public, but also disseminating information that we did gather during that project. I want to thank PACJA for partnering with SNV, Netherlands Development Organization, in that project, and drawing from the lessons that we learned from those county engagement through local media, we were able to upscale that to national level. And at national level, we've been able to do articles that we disseminate information. We've been able to do talk shows on live TV, whereby viewers can call in, can send questions via social media, and engage with the general public. So as we move towards the discourse, as we talk about the last millennia when it comes to SDGs, and specifically SDG number 13 on climate action, we call for partners to model projects or to model programs that will include media, that will include active participation of the media. It could be print media, it could be radio, it could be TV, to engage as we seek to inform the society on climate change. Thank you very much, and all the best.